Hi and welcome to another budgeting video. So today we're going to be chatting about my spending in December and what I plan to spend in January. So it's going to be a new year in a few days, so I figured I'd kind of recap how I do my budgeting. I have tons of videos about how I manage and organize my money, and in addition I have tons of budgeting videos as well, but it could be helpful for people that are new here. So to start, I normally budget out of two checking accounts. One is a variable checking account, so that has money or purchases that are variable in nature, and the other has purchases or bills that are normally fixed in nature. So let's get into that right now. So another important note actually is that this money that I budget with is money that I have left over after I pay myself first. So effectively I put money aside pre-tax and post-tax for investing, and then I have various things that I'm saving for, so sinking funds, and I put money aside for that as well. And then what is left over is what I use for my cost of living, so things that I need day to day, and then anything extra. So for December, on the variable checking account side, I had a starting balance of $400. And in this particular month, I was paid $3,420, leaving me with an available balance of $3,820. In terms of bills, I have subscriptions. So this particular month it was higher than this, so $103. I usually have a subscription for the New York Times that's about $8, Google Workspace, which is $5, and then I just signed up for an annual subscription to Epidemic Sounds. That's like copyright free music platform, and I found it would be helpful because I've been getting around to editing all the vlogs that I've had over the last few months to like a year, so I wanted like an easier way to like get them done and get music in them, so I paid for that, and that was, I believe, $89 for a yearly subscription. And then electricity ended up being less than this. It was $42. Internet is the same at $45. So bills were $190 for this month. And then living, under that category I have groceries. This month it is, let's see, actually I'm not even sure what date. Okay, it's the 27th of December. So for the last couple weeks I have been in Europe, so lots of travel related expenses come from a sinking fund that I have specifically for that, so it's not reflected here. But I do include groceries here because I sometimes buy groceries when I'm on vacation, and then of course when I'm back home I bought groceries as well. So the groceries for this month were $323, and then gas came in lower than this because I was gone for 2 weeks, like I said, so $62. And then wellness came in a little bit higher, so $175, and that included medication for $20. I purchased a couple supplements, so I had hair, skin, and nail supplements from Pure. These are the ones that I use often. I've repurchased them several times. And then I was having some digestive issues, so I purchased these DGL Plus supplements, and they're basically licorice supplements with aloe vera, slippery elm, and marshmallow extract. So that's supposed to help with stomach upset. However, I found that they gave me a headache because of the licorice root. So that's like one of the symptoms, it's headaches. So that was a waste of money. But yes, spent $69 on those two things. And then medical bills, I spent $86 on. Moving on to home, I ended up making a purchase at Joe Malone when I was on vacation. So I spent $100, and I have lost the receipt, so I don't know the prices for these. But I ended up getting this candle. So this is the pomegranate noor candle, and I've been wanting this candle for a while now, and I've been trying to buy it when I travel because usually it's cheaper. Like you can usually get a tax refund of sorts. I tried to get it in Japan, but they didn't have it, and then I ended up finding it in Italy. Unfortunately, I have lost the receipt for this, so I cannot get the tax refund, but I think it's still slightly cheaper than if you were to buy it in America as well. And then I ended up getting the matching scent in the body oil or bath oil. So this is that. Other things, car maintenance. I have my maintenance check actually tomorrow, so I don't know what this is yet. We'll leave it at 500 and see. So living is going to be 1,160 extra. This is usually where things change every month. So hair care, that went up. It was Black Friday. I had ordered a few things that I think the sales were either running into December or the orders came through in December and I got charged then. So I spent $116 on hair care. So one of the things that I'm going to be working on for next year actually is to do a low spend or a no buy, and I think hair care is going to be on there for sure because I am very much stocked up and I don't need anything else unless it's going to be a replacement. And then another thing that I'm doing is like not purchasing anything new to try because after a year of trial and error, have found products that actually work. So I have been sticking to them. I notice that anytime I try something new, like it often leads to like a huge setback, which is like not worth the risk of trying. So I got some shears for $5 that I was doing Amazon and was having their, Black Friday sale. Then I got the detangler that I always get. I have it on subscribe and save from Amazon yet again. And then for Black Friday, I made a purchase on Soul Tanicals that has yet to arrive, but I will list what I purchased below so you guys can see. And then from Comet Biologics, that's like one of my favorite hair care lines. That's like my staple hair care line, like that. And Camille Rose, like those two are like it for me. But I ended up getting the Cocoa Tree Detangling Ghee, and this is what I use to detangle my hair after it's dry. Olive and honey hydrating balm. This is a moisturizer. And then because they had some requirement for like shipping and I didn't want to pay for shipping, which is how I always get caught because I hate paying for shipping. So then I end up buying more things that I don't necessarily need. But I got the Ethiopia Hydrate and Twist Butter, which I have used before years ago, and I don't recall anything negative about it. So I figured I would try it again. And then this got good ratings from people with like my hair type. So this is the castor and moringa softening serum as well. So I got those 4 things, and those were $66 if I didn't already mention it. Moving on to toiletries. Toiletries went up to $113. So what did we get? Ingrown hair pads. I get them often for travel. Body serum I usually always use. And then I got some toothpaste and I got a body oil as well. So that's what that consisted of. And then gifting, which basically only went to one person, that's JS. So I spent $165 for him this particular month. And then electronics actually came in less, so $666. So I ended up getting the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which I told you guys about. So this is it, and this was like $421. It was part of a Sam's Club bundle, so it was discounted from if you were going to get the creator bundle, but it had a little bit less things. And then I purchased the mini microphone for it as well. And then also I had to buy a pair of AirPods because I have a pair of Beats, the ones with a little hook that goes in your ear, but like after like 20 minutes my ears are in pain, so I had to spend money for the new ones, which the new ones are nice because they have like noise canceling built in and they don't have the annoying tip, because those tend to come out of my ears. So purchased that on Black Friday. It was a little bit of a discount. And then additionally, actually that's it. So all those 3 things cost $666. Jewelry, so this was like a whole thing. I spent $278 on jewelry. I purchased some stuff from Marlu. That's a waterproof jewelry brand that's been trending. It's based in Italy. So when I was there, I went to to the store and I bought a couple things. Unfortunately, I had to check my luggage last minute and I just picked it up this morning and my jewelry was missing. So half of this jewelry does not exist anymore and it's like a whole thing. I'm like dealing with Delta about it, so we'll see what happens with that, but I am of course very distraught about the whole thing. Mostly just the fact that it happened at all. It just seems like so odd, but I guess that's what people do, which is one of the reasons I don't check my luggage at all, because I don't want to deal with any of that. But I'm trying not to get on a tangent because I already had an emotional morning in regards to that. But I was wearing this, or I've been wearing this since I purchased it. So I doubt my camera is going to focus, but I'll just bring it back towards me. But this is the bracelet, one of the items that I purchased from Marlu. I think it's a sterling silver, 18 karat gold plated. So that's how it like keeps its color. It doesn't change color because of those features. And I have been enjoying it since I got it back then. So I'm a little sad about the rest of the jewelry that I bought as well. I bought a necklace from them, and then a pair of earrings that are missing now. And then we went to the Louvre in Paris, and they have this new thing. It's called it's the gift shop effectively, but I think they call it the boutique. And they had a bunch of jewelry inspired by art, which I was excited about because I love art. So they had these earrings. I think these ones are my favorite. So these are them. So they're basically, I think the stone is malachite. I believe that's what they told me. And then these are, once again, sterling silver with, I believe it's brass plating. So yes, these are it. And then I purchased this other pair. These are same thing, sterling silver with some sort of plating. And then they have, I'll put them here. They have glass pearl beads, and these were like specifically from a Renaissance painting. They had the reference to them, so I thought that was cool. Like, I feel like I've never seen jewelry like this, at least available for purchase in real life. I was excited about that for sure. So the last category that I spent money on in December was clothing. So I ended up buying a cashmere hat for my vacation, but it ended up not coming until after I left. So this is the hat. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it because I actually don't like the way I look in hats. I feel like hats look better when your hair is out. Otherwise you just look bald, which is not really what I'm going for. But at the same time, I don't really want to be like freezing. So I will consider whether I'm gonna keep this or not. But I think this was $44 from H&M. And then while I was on vacation, I ended up repurchasing this bag. This is, it's a crossbody bag from Uniqlo. It's very inexpensive, maybe like 14 bucks. I had one before. I wore it plenty of times on vacation, and it got stained, and I tried to get the stains out, but they wouldn't come out. So I was like, I just need to get another one. And this is an excellent travel bag. So if you travel a lot and you're looking for a bag, this is a good one. In fact, it's very popular because I've spotted it like about 100 times on vacation. So there's that. So if you don't like wearing the same thing that everybody else has, that's not great. But in terms of practicality, it's great. And then I ended up wearing a wool coat on vacation, and then I was like freezing. So I bought a down coat to wear underneath. So this is it. And it's about the same color as the wool coat, so it was nice to wear them together. It didn't look too crazy. So those three things cost me $131, making the total for extra $1,449, with the spending total being $2,819 and balance $1,001. Now, fixed checking side of the budget. Starting balance was $653 and salary was $629. And this is set up in a way to cover bills that occur every month, bi or quad annually or annually. So all of these bills here the $629 is the average cost of those bills per month. So I set aside every month to make sure that I have money for these bills, because some of them can be quite high. For instance, home taxes and fees that can get into the thousands. So that's why I do it like that. Available balance 1,282 bills for this month. So home tax and fees this month were $250. That's the standard amount. And then I ended up having to pay my car insurance. This is a quarterly amount, so $456. And then cell phone was $70. So bills cost me $776 on this particular account with an end balance of $506. This is the breakdown for all my spending between the two accounts. So bills cost the less at 26%, living 32%, and then extra 40%. Income was $4,049, spending $3,595, and then the difference is $454. Okay, let's move on to January. So January, as I mentioned, we'll chat about some of my goals for the new year, but I would like to spend less money than I did in the previous year. Or not so much less money, but I would just like to consume less things, because I looked at my spending in these categories and they weren't particularly high. However, I just felt overwhelmed with the amount of things that I had, and the whole process of buying and having to return everything was a total hassle. So now I'm just like over the whole thing. See how long that lasts. But in that note, I would like to keep my spending low for the coming year. So January doesn't have much going on yet. I don't have any plans for January. There's New Year's, of course. I don't even know what I'm doing for that. Not going anywhere because I haven't purchased anything. And I may do like a local trip in January because I have some time off, and also not sure about that. So let's just see what we have so far. So starting balance in this account, $400. I normally just leave that in the account as a buffer. Salary for January is $2,848, and these salaries are basically the previous month's salaries. So this January salary that I'm working with is money from December. Available balance $3,248. All right, subscriptions $15. So Google Workspace, New York Times. Electricity $66. That was my bill last January, so we'll see what it is this year or this month. Internet is always $45. Groceries, I budget $400. Gas, $100. Wellness, so far I'm projected to spend $8. This is for my subscribe and save items, so $8 on medication. Home, nothing budgeted, nothing for car maintenance as well. So far bills at $126, and then living at $508. In extras, once again, subscribe and save, I have $22 budgeted for hair care, so that's the detangler that I often get. I'm using more of it because my hair is getting longer, so I need it more often. And actually, we're talking about toiletries. We'll get to the hair care. So toiletries, I have deodorant for $12 because I have a current deodorant. It's like a exfoliating deodorant. It has like lactic acid in there, which is good because it prevents me from getting ingrown hairs. However, my skin has become very sensitive to it, so I'm deciding to alternate between that and this other deo. So $12 for that, and then floss for $10. And then hair care, as I was saying, detangler for $7. And then I use a Drunk Elephant spray after I wash my hair, and that costs $34 total for those two things. So extra so far, $56. Hopefully we can keep it close to that, because like I said, I'm trying not to spend all this extra money. And let me know if you guys are also feeling the same in terms of being overspending money or wanting to revamp your spending for the New Year's. I would love to know some of your money goals. I will definitely be doing a video about mine, of course, and then reviewing the ones that I said for 2024. So spending total $690 so far, with an end balance of $2,558. On the fixed checking side, starting balance is $506, salary $629, home taxes and fees $250, and then cell phone $70, so $320 in bills. with an imbalance of 815. So for January, it's looking like bills are going to be taking up most of the budget. So 40, actually no, second highest category is bills at 44%, living at 50%, and then extra at 5%, which is a significant reversal from last month. So income is $3,477. Spending $1,010, and then the difference, if I can manage to keep my spending low, should be a savings of $2,467. So guys, that is going to be it for this month's budget. Of course, let me know what you guys are up to financially, and as I mentioned before, what your plans and goals are for the new year, and I will see you in the next video.